Hi.
Hey.
It's the ABCs of Bad Movies with Alex and Jeff.
Who?
Alex and Jeff.
The Who's the Bad Hoovies?
Yep, that's what I said. It's the Who's of Bad Movies with Alex and Jeff. Jeff's currently eating a bunch of ice cream right now.
And we're gonna watch a movie!
We're gonna watch a movie. It's been a while.
We're back.
Let's roll back the curtain a bit. It's been about a month since we've watched a movie.
Good month.
We took a summer break.
We did? Did some vacation, did some rearranging, did some lifing.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
It's been a nice little break.
We had a non-eventful hurricane.
Yeah. That we survived. Only lost 3 or 4 family members.
Only got like 0.005 inches of rain.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
In picometers.
It certainly is a lot in picometers, if you were to measure it like that.
Yeah. It's a big number in picometers.
For those of you that don't know, picometer is a small digit.
I use it quite frequently.
Much like my beepus. Small digit.
I use that unit of measurement quite frequently, although decimals are usually used.
Look at my beepus, it's in picometers!
0.5 picometers.
That's pretty good.
Bad.
I'm a grower.
Not too bad for a guy on a podcast.
Anyway, this is Tiny Beepus Alex and Picometer Peepus Jeff, and we're here. We're back from a break, and it's quite the movie to come back to. This movie's called Troll 2.
What?
This movie's called Troll 2.
What?
I said...
Get it? I'm trolling you?
Oh, I didn't.
Twice?
I didn't get it.
Twice?
Released in 1990. I'm just going to let it go. Directed by Claudio Fragasso.
Claudio Fragasso.
You got it. You got it in one. Very good. Starring Michael Paul Stephenson, George Hardy, and Margo. This movie is very famous. They made a documentary about how bad it is. Which, surprise, we're going to be watching that immediately after we watch the movie.
Wait, what?
No, we're not.
Thank you.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. Making you watch 2 movies in one night sounds like torture.
Sounds like we did that, like our first or second podcast.
That was the first one we did. Yeah, we did 2 movies.
We decided that was a terrible idea.
You decided it was a terrible idea. I loved it. But Troll 2 is what we're watching.
You can watch this.
You can watch it on YouTube. There's a playlist that's on YouTube. That's how we're gonna watch it. Which I think is illegal. But we didn't put it up, so we're not committing any crimes.
Depends on the copyright.
That's true also. And I don't know how well Claudio Fragasso knows copyright law. And we got some beers here. We got a limey flavored beer that is not a Bud Light Lime, and it doesn't taste as good as a Bud Light Lime, but it's alright. And then we have a salty Saison called Just a Pinch. Yeah, I used his smelling nose. It's the Rogue Brewery. Just a Pinch.
It's dedicated to sea dogs.
Here's to you, you sea dogs.
You salty sea dogs.
Here's to the salty sea dogs. We're going to be watching a Troll 2.
You best watch out for the trolls.
They're going to be salty.
They're gonna get you under the bridge. Don't take your rowboat under the bridge.
If you want, we could do a drinking game for this.
Let's do it.
This is one of those, much like The Room, where anytime you're really confused, baffled I think was the term. Anytime you're really baffled by it, go ahead.
Okay. And also, we should include every time it's a new, basically every 10 minutes there's a 100% drink.
Oh, yeah. Finish a drink every 10 minutes?
That sounds terrible.
No,
How long
we're not.
is the movie?
There's 10 separate videos in this playlist.
That sounds terrible.
So we're not going to do that.
No.
Maybe a half?
We'll just drink. We'll
do a single drink.
Yeah.
I might be gulping.
Whatever the throw is at the time.
Yeah. The throw? Like a rug?
Yes.
Or a blanket? Or a pillow?
Like a rug. You had it the first time. And
Can you clap me in?
3, 2, 1. A woman. What?
Drink for that.
What? Training montage. Sweaty skin. Is that a girl, actually? I can't tell.
Wow. Very European.
We turn a handsome man named Peter into a plant man. What? What? Oh, drink.
Was that it?
Yep.
I'll take it.
If you get hit in the dick, you're a homo.
How many friends do you have hanging
How
out
many
this
people can
window?
climb on this ladder? What?
Oh my god. This is the most European writing I've ever heard. 1990s European. 1990s European. I'm saying a lot of European women aren't fans of group sex and believe that friendships cause perennial virginity.
This guy cares. He's definitely homo because he cares more about his boys.
Sex date, forest, 8 a.m. No friends.
What?
You two were fucking for too long. Clearly he was too nervous.
He would have came.
Like a homo.
I saw a goblin last night. Wait, what?
No one's gonna call us homos. Alright, everyone in the back.
You're sleeping together on this tiny little couch. He's sweating.
Pop Molly.
Is he still in his PJs?
Oh my god.
What?
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Oh, that was awfully close to a little kiss.
Says me. That's right, I just displayed dominance by kissing you.
Suck it.
Alright, boys, unzip. In the back.
What a 90s outfit.
Which one?
All of them. Wait, what? Yeah, it's the 90s, apparently. They didn't have refrigerators until the 90s. Duh.
Only the big city folk had refrigerators in the 90s. What a weird kid. Ghost Grandpa can pause
Stop
time.
What?
He pissed on the food.
What? Deflowering a virgin.
Meanwhile, at church,
A bed. It's got a bed.
it's
and
just
some
a
fog.
weird. It's just a weird church.
It's got a bed and dry ice everywhere.
More dry ice. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice the bed. My goodness. Now that's a church. Right?
Drink this dry ice.
Drink my dry ice in my Moscow Mule mug. Why are you drinking it? Why are you drinking this from this creepy woman? Did he also drink it?
He's still holding the mug.
Where are you going? She's going upstairs. There's not an exit up there. What an idiot.
Oh my god.
She is very green. She's covered in slime. Oh, she's sinking into the floor.
Jello.
Oh, she's just a pile of jello. I love how she's hyping herself up to make the ultimatum of you can either fuck me or have friends.
She's wearing a Garfield Airy shirt.
Yes, that's exactly how I seduce men. Have you ever slept in the same bed with another man shirtless?
No.
You said that way too fast for me to believe you.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Neither have I. I like my milk with chunks.
You like your dragon's milk with chunks.
Oh yeah. Look at this man.
I
Look at
love
him.
this guy.
Look at this boy. Looks like Groot.
It looks like an organic Batman. Batman. The end. You were born into the
Bane.
Bane. Thank you. It's an organic Bane mask.
I enjoy a nice organic mask.
You were born into the wood life. No. You
You think the goblins are your ally?
You a merely boy. I don't even remember the
You
line.
merely adopted the goblins. I was born with them.
Vegetable cookbook.
Molded by
Let's
them.
zoom in on that. Oh, he brought a skateboard.
I didn't see chunky milk until I was already a man.
I'm so thirsty. I
If
want
only I
some
had slightly
milk.
less chunky milk. He went shopping for his friends and came back with a half-gallon of milk.
Ew.
It is very chunky.
You must be one of those lesbians.
I would slurp on her snatch.
I like the creepy organ music in the background.
Well, they're right near a church.
We got Christian goblins. That doesn't sound right.
Or was that
Oh,
Will?
hey, y'all got a clock up there.
You mention this every time. You mention the clock every time. We've had it for at least like 3 months.
My remembering and observational skills at work.
And it normally happens way after you should have noticed it. Oh my.
Wait, what? That's so weird.
Yes.
So weird.
Yes, I mean, like, what else can you say?
They're clapping off beat. I hate it. What? What? What?
Did you notice the amount of popcorn?
That was so much popcorn.
What the fuck?
You know what? At least there's not a green filter throughout the entire film.
What?
Stonehenge Magic Stone.
What? Stonehenge's magic stone?
In California? You gotta touch it. Hey kid, touch my stone.
Touch me, magic stone.
Touch my magic stone, laddie.
It's me, your creepy grandpa.
You got
Touch me, magic stone.
You just gotta touch it. You feel that warm stone.
Now stroke it.
Hard as a rock.
He's covered in popcorn. He's buried in popcorn. Wow, they can teleport?
Well, yeah, they're goblins, not trolls. Clear difference. This is how you defeat goblins. You eat bologna.
What's happening?
You defeat goblins by eating a double-decker bologna sandwich. It's back in suburbia.
Just hard cut to back home.
What about...
All my boys are dead. Your father and I are getting a divorce. Also, he never gets to pick the vacation again.
You got some pissed off gobbos.
If you made this movie today...
Why is this not called Goblins 2? Why is it Trolls? Hey everybody, it's the ABC's Bad Movies with Alex and Hefe. We are here with the letter T for terrible movie.
It is terrible. It was. Probably one of the better terrible movies we've seen, though. I think.
Yeah, it wasn't, it was watchable.
It's engaging.
Sure. Yes, I can
Parts
agree
of
with
it,
that. I can
parts
agree
of it
with
are certainly more engaging than others, but
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever really bored watching this.
I think that was a high schooler's writing
Mm.
in action.
Oh, we'll get into that.
With some half-decent camera work. Like,
Some parts of it are pretty decent.
yeah, like the camera work, like we were talking about before, with like the whole running through the woods. Like the camera work was okay.
Yes.
Editing, maybe not. Costumes, maybe not.
Yeah.
Budget, maybe not. High schooler budget,
Writing, maybe not.
high schooler.
Yeah.
It's a high schooler's writing with high school editing, and I'll say like sophomore college camera work.
Okay. If you know that from experience, then yeah, sure.
From experience of watching terrible movies, yes.
Yeah, and that's basically Troll 2 to a T.
Hey, I see what you did there.
I didn't even realize I was doing that until after I did it.
Wait, what?
It's a poon.
Poonanny?
Is that what the full term for like a
Exactly what poonanny is.
poonanny? Yeah.
No. It's a euphemism for another
For what?
thing. For female genitalia.
You mean a vaginas?
What's that?
I don't know. I just keep reading about it. Vagina?
I think that's how you say it.
No, that's a character from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, maybe it's vagina. It's a hard A, I think.
No, maybe it's like a Slavic descent. It's Wajina.
Vagina. What? It's a hard word to say. Vagina.
It's a hard.
Vagina.
It's a hard word to say. Wajina.
Vagina. Weigh-in. Weigh-in. It's a weigh-in. You're doing a weigh-in. It's like bodybuilding. It's a weigh-in.
Am I cutting this?
I don't know.
It depends on when I finally get to it.
Don't cut a weigh-in. It's already got a cut.
Dude's got a great cut after he did his weigh-in.
It's really hard to say the word ah.
It's not a word, bud.
It's like what?
It's not a word.
It's like how do you spell warrior?
It's just a letter.
Warrior.
Yeah, if it's a letter.
Oz are hard.
For the inch, it's a cinch. For the yard, it's hard.
It's
I tell
it's
you.
like WAR.
Yeah,
IARR.
yeah, 3 R's.
Warrior.
I am the Wawia.
Doing a weigh-in at the Waya.
Yeah.
We were watching 12.
Two.
12 2. Drinking on B.O.
Truly a terrible film.
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 Oh, it's a terrible film.
I tell you what.
I tell you what.
Terrible.
I tell you what. It was a terrible film.
Terrible.
Almost as bad as For Wee Willie.
Free Willy. Won't anyone think of Free Willy?
Hi, I'm drinking Key Billy.
Kibiwi. Ale with key lime.
Key lime juice.
What are we even trying to get at here?
Well, before we were doing the hard R.
Well, before we were doing this, we were doing hard R. You know.
It's Warrior.
You know what movie had a hard R?
Troll 2.
No. I was gonna say Suicide Squad. I don't think that was rated R though. Have we had enough fun with this bit? Do we want to move on? Do we want
So
to
now
do plot?
we're gonna go with
Plot synopsis.
it's the plot synopsis.
How?
I think you should just have a cut of us saying plot synopsis in multiple different accents.
Like right
all
now?
at the same time. Yeah. Like plot synopsis.
I could just do that. I could just use that.
Plot synopsis.
Plot? Synopsis.
Oh, it's a plot synopsis.
Proto synopsis. The plot synopsis.
It's the plot synopsis.
That's pretty. I like that one too. There's a fucking plot synopsis, isn't it?
You take your fucking plot synopsis.
Is the plot synopsis?
Hey mate, it's the plot synopsis. Hey mate, it's the plot synopsis.
What was that one from the one before?
I don't know.
Do we know any of... Hey, plot synopsis, eh?
It's the plot synopsis, eh?
Plot synopsis.
It's the plot synopsis.
Is that enough? You have one more?
Yeah, I gotta work it up. You gotta get your plot synopsis out.
That's not what I was expecting you to come up with there on that one.
Little southern plot.
Yeah. Real stereotype on the southern.
Get your plot synopsis around here.
Damn it, Bobby. It's a plot synopsis.
I wish I could do Peter Griffin.
I could too. Oh, I could try to do Brian, Stewie. Hang on, let me practice first. You're haunting this house with your whiteness, Brian. Plot synopsis. That doesn't sound good at all.
No, the rest of it.
It's a plot synopsis.
Just 10 Stewie being 10 Stewie. Plot synopsis. See it? The second I try to
Comes
say
out as
synopsis.
English, yeah.
Brian.
It was a plot synopsis.
It certainly was. Well, we haven't started yet. Yeah.
Plot synopsis.
And that's probably what I'm going to use, is just that one.
And now it's the time for the plot synopsis.
What the fuck happened in this movie?
You know what? I got a less than a minute synopsis here.
Oh, let me get my timer.
It's very simple.
Hang
Basically,
on,
this would be the description. I'm just telling you before you get your time. This would be like the description, like on the title of like the DVD or maybe on like the
back of the VHS tape, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it belongs.
That means start.
Oh, okay, go on.
So there's a boy who envisions his grandpa telling him a bedtime story about evil trolls or goblins, if you may. And he basically warns him that, hey, there's goblins that are still around. And family goes on a trip. They go to... Can you remind me what's the town's name? Real quick.
Nilbog.
Nilbog. They go to Nilbog, which is just goblin spelled backwards. And the boy and grandpa, dead grandpa, who he sees, basically fight off all the goblins and prevent the family from getting it eaten by goblins.
That's absolutely fair, yeah. That is basically what happens. Yeah. Very simple.
Yeah.
Missing a lot of fun details, but yeah.
And the goblins turn people into trees and then eat them.
Well, I stopped the timer. Do you want me to try?
Yeah. Go for it.
I'll
Ready?
go for 2 minutes.
Set, go.
Grandpa reading a story about goblins to his grandson. Turns out Grandpa's a ghost. Family's going on a vacation to a rural place where they dream of being peasants for a month.
15
They
seconds.
get there and transfer families. The other family's weird. There's a meal prepared for them that has a lot of green toothpaste on all the food. So the kid pees on the food
30
because
seconds.
Ghost Grandpa says, "This is bad. Just don't let them eat that." Then the daughter's boyfriend is there with his friends, and one of them gets impaled by a spear
115.
and then turns into a potted plant who will be eaten after he watches a girl turn into goo that the goblins eat. Another friend runs into town from the forest
Minute left.
to get food and ends up getting chunky milk, and then goes into a weird church where he finds his buddy, and then they both get eaten by the goblins. The kid watches a sermon by the demon goblins.
115.
And then there's a hoedown that the goblins are running, and it tricks the dad into believing that they're not goblins, even though he saw something sketchy. I see the time.
130.
And then they barricade themselves inside the house. Ghost Grandpa helps fight them off. Grandpa and the kid touch a magical Stonehenge stone, which kills the Goblin Queen. The rest of the goblins, except for the end where it turns out they didn't actually kill the goblins. And it's sort of left on a cliffhanger.
152. You ended.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Pretty good.
Is that what we're going to do for plot? Instead of spend 45 minutes going through...
Well, I think we'll just add.
Minutia?
I think we'll just add to yours here real quick. So basically, the little boy,
Yes.
it has visions of his deceased grandpa, and basically what we're getting at is the grandpa's visiting him, like a ghost would in movies typically.
An astral projection.
Yeah, and only the kid can see him and communicate with him. But also the grandpa's also like a physical, so he can actually affect physical things
Or
in the
hold
real
things,
world.
like a fire extinguisher.
Pop off Troll's arms, like he did. Basically, the grandpa is foreshadowing the story of what the movie is.
Yes.
And initially, Grandpa tells the story of a boy named Peter who's running through the woods.
Gets attacked
and
by goblins.
He's attacked by goblins.
And then
And
falls in love with a beautiful woman who turns out to be a goblin.
Time out. He trips, falls on his head. When he wakes up, there's a beautiful lady, and she resuscitates him, sort of, and he falls in love immediately with her beauty, and she feeds him this green goo, and then he starts sweating green stuff. So the whole purpose is that the goblins are vegetarians, so they can't eat meat. But what they do is they feed you this green stuff that makes you turn into a plant. So they eat you, but you're a plant. You're not a meat.
You're like
point.
half human, half plant.
Yes, and so that's the whole premise here, is that they got to turn you into a plant. You got to eat the stuff that they give you. They turn you into a plant so they can eat you.
I find that personally
And-
scary because that's actually how I met my wife.
And they can shapeshift.
Yeah. That's exactly how I met my
She
wife.
fed you green goo and then ate you.
I hit my head on a rock and then she appeared and fed me Play-Doh. And then tried to eat me.
Is this true? This is a true story? That's how you guys met? He hit a rock in the woods and then you fed him green Play-Doh.
Sounds like her, because I look like that thing.
No, they can shapeshift into the most amazing thing.
I haven't seen it.
So that's the premise, and the family's about to go on a vacation, like Alex said, to the countryside. They're
To
gonna
live like peasants
they're
and
living,
farmers.
They're living away from the modern conveniences.
Yes, Dad thinks that's a good idea, is to get away from it all.
And there's a teenage girl, that's the daughter, and she has a boyfriend. And they're trying to get it on,
We'll
kind
talk-
of,
we
except
can-
he is very not willing to get it on and leave out his friends, which is confusing.
We can talk
Growing
about
up
that
as a
in the-
teenage
in
boy,
the
that's very confusing.
In the random thought stuff, we can
Sure.
talk about that.
And so they go on this vacation, and the little boy keeps seeing visions of his grandpa, and he's like, "No, you shouldn't go on this trip." Grandpa keeps trying to warn him, like, "This is bad. You're going to a bad place." So they finally get there, and the family at the house is super creepy, and they exchange. It's like a house exchange
Yes.
kind of deal, and family's super creepy. And the boy keeps getting basically hints that, hey, this is the goblins are real, that you're in the goblin town.
Yeah.
Family left, like you said, a meal prepared at the table, and all the rest of the family's like, "Oh, this is great. Let's eat. I'm so hungry."
Yes,
And
they've
Grandpa
been
appears to
hungry.
the boy, and he's like, "Don't let him eat it." And the boy figures the only way I can not let him eat it is by pissing on all the food. So I piss on all the food. They don't eat it. So the boy basically is the whole time just trying to put out fires,
Yeah.
so to speak, with his pee,
Normally with
so to speak. So, meanwhile, the boyfriend of the daughter also traveled. He was supposed to go with the family. Friends come along, so somehow he acquired a
Brought
camper,
RV, yeah.
and with his boys, three other dudes, and they arrive at the place, kind of, and they're all looking to get it on with the ladies of Nilbach.
Nilbog, yeah.
Nilbog, yeah. And basically, they all get picked off one by one. They all fall for goblin traps, and pretty much all get eaten.
Yes.
And the town is super creepy.
It's like a deserted. If you ever like drive through a small town on your way to your next location where you're off the highway and you see that classic main street that's all brick buildings and they're all shuttered. That's what Nilbog looks like.
Pretty much. And so basically, the kid is kind of going around and preventing people from eating stuff, and all the other boys from the boyfriend all get either turned into plants and eaten, or the guy with the popcorn didn't get eaten. We don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, they never
That was never resolved.
show what they just show him waking up.
Yeah. So, in the meantime, they find this one of the boys who's kind of helping this girl who's being chased by trolls, who ends up getting eaten. They go to this church house, and they
Yes.
meet this very eccentric lady
It's legitimately a church.
Yeah.
But they keep saying that it's a house.
because there's a bed.
And then there's one character who's like, go to the house that used to be a church. So it's like they even knew that they were
That
filming
looks
in
like a church. That's what they said. It looks like a church. So there's this very eccentric lady, and basically she turns out to be the queen of the trolls / goblins.
She's also the queen of theater.
Yes.
Because she's extremely... She acts with her eyebrows a lot. And she puts emphasis on almost every word. She's very loud.
She's from
and-
the community theater.
Welcome to my house that wasn't a church.
I'm not creepy.
Enjoy my creepy altar full of
Dry
ice and a bed. Like, that's how she talks every line of the movie.
So she turns, and we find out she's actually with the goblins, so she's evil. And she basically takes care of the rest of the boys, besides the boyfriend.
Yes, she gets rid of two of them.
Yeah.
And then she, like, subdues the third one, where
Seductively
it seems
with
like they
corn.
forgot that he was supposed to die.
Yeah. He
It's
just
like
got,
they didn't shoot the part where he dies. But she clearly gets all three of them.
Well, no, because he wakes up and he's like, "No more popcorn, please."
Yeah, but that was it. That was the end.
And then she was outside of the RV,
Screaming because they touched the
bloody
Stonehenge.
murder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like she was about to kill him, I think, but she didn't.
But they never
She's gonna
even
drown in
established
the
that he
popcorn.
survives or anything.
No. I think they forgot.
Yeah.
So basically, the little boy is trying to convince the rest of the family that there are goblins here. And eventually the goblins show themselves because Grandpa appears and lights one of them
Kills
on fire
one of them.
while they're shapeshifted, and then it turns into a troll.
Yes.
Then the town basically goes and attacks the family, kind of.
By attack, you mean stand outside their house for hours.
Yeah, and then they finally storm the place.
And then when the family finally summons the ghost of good Grandpa to help them, that's when the goblins storm the house.
Yeah. And then basically they defeat the goblins and the evil bitch, kind of. But then they go back home. It's a hard cut. They go back home, and boy and mom are in the house.
She's eating fruit.
She's eating an apple from the fridge.
Which should be suspect if you're paying attention, because they don't eat meat, and they
don't
love vegetarian stuff.
Yes, and they also haven't eaten the entire film. If when you eat,
and
you
she's
die.
just eating that fruit, and she's like, "You have to eat this fruit. You should eat this fruit." And he's like, "I'm gonna go to bed."
And he hears whispers, and then finds his mom in green goo, and the goblins
finds
are
the
eating
green
him.
goo in the he finds the green goo in the shower because she said she was going to shower, and then she goes down to the kitchen and you see them eating her naked tits.
And they're like, "You want some, Joshua?" And then the
and
film
then
ends.
the movie ends, and that's how it ends, and it just rolls credits.
Great. That was a plot synopsis right there.
Leaves a lot of
Boom.
questions for sure, but yeah, that's
Leaves the opening for Trolls 3.
That's what happens.
Goblins Trolls 3. Now it's time for some trivia.
Okay.
It's time for some trivia.
We're not doing this again. Some of the trivia coincides with the random thoughts that I wrote down.
Trivia time. Here we come. We're gonna answer you and get it wrong. Trivia time. Here we come.
You and I.
We're gonna guess the answer and get it wrong. Or drink.
I'll play the trivia game with you like that.
Get a game real quick.
I didn't look up a budget, so we're not going to play budget game.
Sure.
I don't think it's worth it for this one.
Sure.
There's
$7,000.
a lot of fun trivia anyway.
4,000 of it in dry ice.
Okay. Director Claudio Fragasso and his wife, Rosella Drudy, who only spoke Italian, play in very poor English. On set, the actors suggested they ad-lib their lines to make the dialogue sound better. Did the director, Fragasso, allow that?
Yes.
The answer is no. He forbade it. All the lines had to be read as written. So enjoy yourself a sips.
Well, that wasn't the worst English, I would say. I mean, it certainly wasn't written well, but it wasn't broken. Like, it wasn't broken English. It wasn't like, I go to store and get thing.
This one I'm trying to lead you into here, so that you can get it right.
Lead me in.
The entire cast went to casting hoping to be lead roles or extras.
Extras.
That is correct. They were just going to casting calls to be extras, and they ended up being leading roles. Every single leading role.
Got their break.
Yeah, finally. Troll 2. What is Claudio Fragasso's opinion or thoughts about the reception of the film? It was poorly received. Is he happy about that or angry about that?
Very happy.
He is still angry about it.
Why would he be happy?
He actually crashed a cast reunion Q&A and was escorted out of the room, calling the cast liars and dogs as he was escorted out.
You liars and dogs. I hate you all.
What relation to the original Troll, released in 1986, does this movie have?
Literally only the setting.
That is false. There is no relation at all.
Fuck.
Grace has been right this entire time. Every single trivia question she's gotten correct.
It's like a trend.
You remember we were talking about that like green grocer guy where I said he has the most intense stare I've ever seen?
Yes. The store guy.
Yes. During filming, he was in and out of what?
Rehab.
I'll give it to you. He was in and out of a mental hospital. So I'll give that to you as correct.
Interesting.
He said when he watched it later, he realized he wasn't acting. He was really as disturbed as his character. That was just him being a crazy person on camera.
Wow. With children.
Well, the actor who was clearly an adult was playing a teenager, but yes.
Allergies this season, man.
For George Hardy's audition, the dad,
Yep.
all he did was act out his now famous line, "You can't piss on hospitality," in front of 9 smoking Italians, none of whom understood English. Why did they give him the part?
Wait for it. It's because he looked American.
Oh, that's incorrect. They loved his energy.
Oh. Wholesome of sorts.
This one's a really easy one because it's numbers based. The movie Troll 2 once had a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. As of July 2014, what was its rating, percentage-wise?
0%.
It's
3%.
higher.
11%.
Ooh, lower.
8%.
I'll give you one more guess, lower.
5%.
6%.
Fuck!
Maybe it's gone up in the past 5 years.
Drink up.
The costume designer had to translate the director's directions to the actors.
True.
No, that wasn't a question. That's
True.
That's what was
It's
happening.
true, drink.
It is true. Yeah.
Drink. I
Okay,
guess
fine.
it's true.
What state was this movie filmed in?
California.
Incorrect. I'll give you one more guess. Lots of mountains. Near a body of water that may or may not be an ocean. A large.
Washington. Oregon.
Near a big body of water that might be a little salty.
California.
That's not an ocean though.
California is literally next to an ocean.
What state has a lake that's full of salt? They have a city named after it.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Utah is the state. You got it.
You just said it's an
Utah.
ocean.
I know, you literally-
Utah
I
is
said
not
it-
on an
I
ocean.
said it might be an ocean. May or may not be.
That's
check
leading me
I'll
on.
check it in editing.
I'm so confused.
Co-writer Rossella Drudy, director Claudio Fragasso's wife, got the idea to write the movie after several of her friends became what at the same time?
Vegetarian.
That is correct. It's literally a...
Anti-vegetarian.
The whole movie is like an anti-vegetarian thing, which I actually wrote in my notes too. Right at the end, I think. Pro-meat propaganda? Villains are vegetarian.
Sounds like a Power Rangers episode.
It sounds like exactly the thing an Italian living in the 90s would be like. You don't eat meat?
Oh, you don't like my salami.
What the wrong with you? I make this meat sauce.
I have such good prosciutto.
When Arnold slowly turns into a tree, the actor Darren Ewing's shoes were screwed into the base of the tree pot, allowing him to remain stationary throughout the scene. He had to stand inside the pot in his tree makeup for how many hours?
15 hours.
Oh, very close. I'll give it to you. 14 hours. Very close. This one's just fun. This won't be a question. The film's trailer consists primarily of alternate takes, unused in the final cut.
True.
Absolutely. This one you kind of weren't paying attention to, the Oh My God. It's a very famous... You might have heard me say Oh My God, which Oh My God. That's from this movie. He screams Oh My God, and it just keeps going, Oh My God! The infamous Oh My God scene has been viewed on YouTube how many times as of February 2017?
4.7 million.
Ooh, close. I'll still drink for this
Take
anyway.
him off the table.
5.9 million times.
Get him off
Not
the
too bad.
table.
The guy who played that grocery store guy, the intense guy,
The rehab guy.
he was cast because the actor who was originally cast did what?
Methamphetamines.
Yeah, I think you're being a little too complicated for this. Less about a reason why, but what happened.
He realized it was a shitty movie.
No, he just didn't show up.
Oh.
So they said, hey, you're crazy. And the guy was like,
I don't blink.
I'm not crazy. And I'll never blink on camera. That's how they get your soul.
Can't catch me blinking.
How long was the shooting for this movie?
Probably like 2.5 weeks.
Very close. I'll give it to you. 3 weeks.
Doing good so far now.
It's a flip of a coin on this one. Were the actors given the whole script to read through? Or were they only given the script that they had to read that day?
Just what they had that day.
That is correct. Well done. It's almost like you understand how shitty directors work. That also caused them to not understand the context of what they were doing.
Nice.
Because you don't shoot a film sequentially.
No, you don't.
The actor who was the father auditioned. How many other people auditioned for that role?
No one else.
I'll give you one more guess. That is not correct.
2 other people.
Over 100 other people auditioned for that role.
What?
And he got it just on the energy. It was probably because it was
Hey,
a bunch of
I
Italians
like
who
your
didn't understand
energy.
any other actor, right? Like, I don't understand what he say.
But I like this one energy.
No comprende.
Time for salami break.
How do you say I don't understand in Italian?
No se comprendo.
That sounds pretty Italian to me. Yeah, that's probably what they said. The main kid, Joshua.
Michael.
What year did he see the movie? It was released in 1990.
Non capisco.
Non capisco.
Yeah.
Non capisco.
He saw the movie in 2004.
That is incorrect. It is 1991, Christmas. Why did he see it Christmas
It
1991?
was his Christmas present.
It was a gift. Someone gave it to him as a gift.
So I'll drink and then you drink.
I'll also drink, yes. This one I'm also not going to make a question because it is also interesting. The American VHS cover features an artwork consisting of a little boy with what appears to be a troll doll being chased down a dark corridor by a werewolf brandishing an axe. Neither the boy nor the werewolf appear in the film, and no trolls appear either.
Because they're all goblins.
Yeah. What was the original title of the film?
Goblin.
Very close, Goblins. But distributors in the US felt the film would not succeed on its own as a standalone project, so they insisted it be named Troll 2, despite not having anything at all. So it was basically just a name recognition. Like,
Yeah.
people remember Troll.
Duh.
It was like a
Great,
corny horror
great
movie. We'll call
film.
this Troll 2.
It's all in the same universe. That's why.
The daughter does a dance.
Sexy dance.
Yeah. That you did
I
the
didn't even see
face
it.
thing. You did this part though.
Oh.
You did the first part of it. So you know that she dances. Was that choreographed?
Absolutely. By the wife.
It was not. It was ad-libbed. She used her cheerleading experience to ad-lib the
Oh,
dance.
I know. That's exactly what you see at I didn't even see the dance, to be
I
honest.
remember
so.
cheerleaders in college, like at basketball games, they'd go,
Why would they do that?
Well, that's what she did, and she had cheerleading experience. So also I've saw it.
But why? Why would they do that?
Because that hypes up the crowd. It leads a cheer.
What cheer?
Any. You can do any cheer with that. You'd be
Give
like,
me a why.
why are these fuckers doing a goggles move? And then you go, give me a why. And then
me
everyone
a
goes,
you.
why are we doing this? Jesus. This one is probably the last one that's a little fascinating. The entire score was composed by Carlo Maria Cordio on a Korg M1 synthesizer. One composition is just a sped-up demo from that synthesizer.
Nice. So
And
she
they
was
just
like,
sped it up, and then they're like, that's it, original score, got it. On the back of the original UK video rental box, the town Nilbog is misspelled Nilborg several times. Which is really dumb. The guy who plays the dad.
Yes?
What is his actual profession?
He is a plumber.
Think higher, come on.
Higher?
Higher pay.
Really?
More education. More education.
He is a professor. Lower education?
No, probably equal level.
You're still
A
here.
lot of schooling after college also.
He is a dentist.
A dentist, yeah, I kind of gave it to you.
No, you just smiled.
And where is he based? Remember where the
Dentist
movie
or
was
orthodontist?
Dentist. Where is he based? Remember where the movie was shot?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City is correct. There you go.
No, I just want to say random thoughts. That's my movie. Nondescript accent.
It's a nondescript accent.
Yes.
It doesn't sound nondescript. It sounds pretty descript.
What does it sound like?
Drunk Slav?
No. No.
Niet.
No, I don't want vodka. No.
know na zdrowie. Yeah?
I cherry or strawberry.
Do you have any? I wrote mine down, so.
Boys shirtless sleeping together.
I wrote that down. Shirtless in bed together. It was a real good one. It really proved the girl's point right. Where it's like, you either pick me and we fuck like good red-blooded Americans, or you hang out with your pinko commie friends who just want to sit in an RV together,
And fantasize.
shirtless, in the same bed. And he couldn't pick. He clearly wanted to
Well, he
spend
did
time
pick.
with his boys.
He did pick.
Yeah, after a witch showed up.
He didn't want to seem gay, so he followed his girlfriend with his guy friends. What else?
Speaking of the gay stuff, I've got a point on the gay stuff.
My other random thought with the gay: 3 people on one ladder.
Oh yeah, that was comical to a point, but I can see them
It's
mounting
because
each
they're
other
all.
up
It's
on the
because
ladder.
they're all on his dick. That was a euphemism.
What you just said was a
3 guys
euphemism?
on.
3 on a ladder.
Yeah.
3 on a ladder, hooting and hollering.
3 on a wooden ladder, mind you.
Was it wooden?
It was.
All right. If you. Speaking of that scene, a note I made was when the guy sneaks in. I think his name is Elliot,
Sure.
and she elbows him in the balls, and he goes, "Are you trying to make me a homo?" So this was 1990 science, which was if your balls are obliterated through trauma,
You're immediately
then
gay.
you instantly turn into a gay person. And her response to, "Are you trying to make me a homo?" She says something along the lines of, "If my dad caught you,
He'd
you
eat your
would be a
balls."
homo because he'd grab your little nuts and eat them. He hates you." And I'm sitting there thinking, that sounds like someone who really doesn't hate
Gay people.
boy balls.
Yeah.
That sounds like someone who's all about him, chomping on nuts.
I'll gargle his marbles.
Make him gay. Oh, maybe it's like, my dad's super gay,
Yeah.
and if he catches you, he's gonna fucking
Fuck.
perform a fellatios on you. And he's gonna make you gay because you wouldn't believe what he can do.
He will swallow your balls.
You won't believe what he can do with a old bait and tackle. It's unreal.
Little hanging
The man can perform.
net there.
He's like an opera singer. His throat is deep. Anyway, when they're driving there, Mom says, "Sing me that song I like." To the
I
kid.
thought it was "Sing Me That Song You Like."
No, I'm pretty sure she says, "Sing me the song I like." And the kid immediately starts singing "Row, row, row your boat,"
And
which
she just loves row, row, row your boat.
so
Creepily.
two major points on that is one is no person ever has said, "I like the song Row, row, row your boat," ever.
Can we be English teachers right now? High school English teachers?
Sure.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Life is but a dream. Right?
Yes.
It was all a dream. Whole movie was a dream.
But it wasn't.
He fell asleep in the car. It was all a dream.
But that's okay. Like, you can make that impersonation and you can make that excuse for the Italian writer who didn't speak English.
No, that's probably the only like quote unquote American song he knew.
It must have been.
What?
Must have. Because there's another trivia I didn't tell you where it's they didn't write the script in Italian and then translate it. They wrote it in broken English. So it must have been like, "I know this song. It's called Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
Row, row, row your pontoon.
Every American loves it. Every American knows it and
They
sings it."
sing to me all the time in
Use the
Italian.
master. So that's one thing is
Disappointed.
Mom says it's like her favorite song, which is weird, but everyone else in the car starts singing it, and none of them are on time with each other.
Well, fun fact: "Row, row, row your boat" is the kind of song where you can sing it in a chorale, sort of like in series.
But there's 4 of them, and I understand what you're doing because when I used to like sing in elementary school, we would do that kind of stuff where you're tapping your foot to the beat so that you can match when to come in.
Yep.
And it's not a cacophony of bullshit. It actually sounds nice. They're just all starting at their own points.
That I think started was doing it correctly. From what I
Kids
remember.
were singing also.
Yeah, I think the dad was the one singing in syncopation with it.
If you all right, if you say so.
It
I
wasn't
thought
right though. It wasn't right, but
It sounded bad.
there was one person that wasn't. But I just know the dad was doing it
Well, that's all
quote
it takes
unquote
anyway.
right. Yeah,
That's all
I
it
couldn't
takes.
tell who was doing. I think maybe the daughter.
I don't know if she was even singing it.
No, she wasn't.
It was just the 3
Fucking
of them. It was
mom.
the kid and the mom and the dad.
Freaking mom can't even keep the right song.
I would blame the mom too because she's a woman. We already covered "Oh My God." We did that. We covered how intense the storekeeper is. It's because he was literally
A maniac.
unstable mentally. I put a note here. There's a lot of the color green in this movie, to the point where it's got to symbolize something,
Yes, it does.
and I couldn't figure out what it symbolized. Do you have a guess?
Earth. Vegetables.
Yeah. I was gonna go with vegetables and
Just like
vegetarianism.
vegetarianism in general is the green.
Yeah, they're just trying to literally spoon feed vegetarian rote.
It does sound like an old Italian woman, learning her friends are becoming vegetarian and being like, "I need to make a movie about how bad it is.
They won't eat my bolognese sauce.
Pesto isn't everything." We remember when the witch literally stared at the camera?
Yeah.
Turned to camera?
Yeah. Meta. She went meta.
She was like, "It'll be okay," as she turned, which is very fitting for this movie. It's like, listen, I know it's bad, but it'll be okay.
For her, that was probably like a curtain down moment, being a thespian.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like the
Curtain
end of
down.
a soliloquy
Yeah.
or an aside. Like just straight talking to the audience.
Yeah.
I'll be eating this sweet little boy.
Curtain.
It will be alright for you, audience.
Curtain down.
As long as you
intermission.
don't eat my green goop.
Curtain down. Intermission.
We have the boy turns into a tree after eating the thing,
Yep.
right? The girl that he runs into eats a thing and turns into a blob of jello. Why didn't the girl turn into a tree? Or why did the boy not turn into a jello?
She was saving him for a flower.
They drank the
was-
same thing, though.
Well, while I do agree, we didn't see what she. This is terrible because this definitely is not how the director went.
Lead you into here is
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it. Come on.
Yeah, the director did not have that in mind.
Come on, fall into my little pot here. Fall into my honey pot. Come on. Come on. Go on.
We don't.
It's
we
sweet
don't.
smelling and it's
we-
delicious.
we-
Just fall right
We
in.
don't
Come on.
know what she mixed. It's two separate mugs,
That's not what I wanted.
and she wanted to take his
wanted-
beepinity.
That's not even what I was trying to go for either. I was trying to lead you into just a blatant like. The two sexes are different.
Nope, that's not what I was going for. Because they ate. Well, no, I take that back. You know what, Alex? I think you're right. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
No, I don't. Tell me.
Peter, at the very beginning, they said turned into a tree human.
Yes.
Then immediately after we see the girl turn into goop.
Yes.
Then the boy turns into a tree human. And the mom turns into goop.
Yes. It even continues past that. You're right. Every woman turns into goop.
Yep, and the boys all turn into tree humans.
Why? Why?
I don't know. Because we also never
Because
saw...
they want to eat people.
We never saw the trolls actually in the narration of the Peter story at the very beginning from Grandpa. He just says they ate him with veracity.
And
But
when the
we never
kid-
saw them.
And when the kid turns into the tree, the last time we see him, the witch has the chainsaw and
she's
cuts
just,
him down. But you never see him drop. You never see him get eaten either.
No.
Some notes about goblins and understanding or misunderstandings of culture, which I find is odd. Like, I was looking through it and I was thinking about it and I was making a list. They know what parties are.
Yep.
They know that they're celebratory, and they even know about hoedowns, which is a specific offset
Culture.
of a party. Yeah, it's a cultural thing that's only specific for certain areas, including a rural area. Which I also noted, they have rural appropriate clothes. When they disguise themselves as humans, they wear proper clothing for the environment.
It's
they're
almost
in.
like they took over a town.
But they're not human.
No, but it's almost like they took over a town and impersonated the people who used to live there.
But they understand it. Because it's not just like they just stand there and pretend to be. They actually interact with humans. And they're like, come on down, we're having a hold down.
Well, it's in their best interest.
But they learn this kind of thing. They learned about music that's appropriate for that area, like the hoedowny music. What they didn't understand was how to keep a beat, which is a little odd.
I don't
Like
think anybody in the movie knew how to keep a beat.
Yes, which is also a fair point, but if we're trying to think of the realism of the scene, it's like they're all clapping out of beat to the hoedown music. So they figured out hoedown music. They figured out how to make a beat music like with instruments, but they couldn't clap to it, which is weird.
Shitty
Like
movie
you've
detail.
practiced that much to get to fake being a human that much, but you still can't clap to a beat.
Yeah.
Is odd. They adopted a. You mentioned it, and I was like, I don't think they are Christian. But you're like, they're doing Christian stuff. But then watching it, they clearly adopt a Christian style of like a enthusiastic and emotional sermon. It's like, we have these beliefs, and it's like you hype up your audience.
Yeah.
Like the pastor is very clearly enthusiastic, and he's able to sell it to his.
Are there
flock.
anti-vegan trolls out there? Goblins out there?
Maybe.
Who are
I don't-
against it?
I
And
don't
eat
know.
meat?
I don't know the lore that well, but this specific group is all about it, and it is preached in that way. That might have been because of the writer, but I think that was interesting. They have an understanding of hospitality, including providing
Food.
sweets, not just food, but like a sweet treat as like a welcome. Like, we are sweet. Here's something sweet for you, like a dessert to enjoy. They specifically try to introduce them, besides like the intro, like dinner, with cakes. They use cakes as a thing to try to get people to go.
Yeah.
And then here's the big one that they understand all this, including cakes, which involves a lot of dairy. They don't understand when dairy goes bad. They keep trying to pawn off this milk, and it's always curdled. They have all these other ideas, especially cakes is the biggest problem here, because you need dairy for cakes.
You need fresh dairy.
But they have all
Curdled
their
milk.
milk is curdled. It makes no sense to me. You're checking off all these boxes, and then all your milk is curdled.
They also need eggs. So somewhere they got some chickens.
But they don't eat the eggs.
They can. Vegetarians eat eggs.
That also doesn't make sense. You'd think they would be eating eggs. It was like this old Italian woman who learned all her friends were becoming vegetarian
And had
didn't
no idea
understand
what a vegetarian was.
vegetarianism was. Spoils the idea of milk. It's like she confused veganism and vegetarianism, which I could totally see some old Italian woman in the 90s doing.
Yep.
It's like, you don't drink milk. You don't eat the meatball. You don't eat the egg.
You don't eat the salami.
You don't hard boil the egg, put it in your mouth, slam in your chest, and the suction shoots the egg down your chest. You don't know how to eat. Manja. The porno music in the TV, in the RV, that transitions perfectly to outside where it's no longer on the TV speakers.
Yeah.
That was well done.
That was funny.
That was a good thing. I like that. That was probably the best part of the movie.
And then they're like, corn on your
And
cob.
then they literally throw popcorn at these people, biting a corn on the cob. And then I wrote that down too. Both eating it. When they're both biting the corn on the cob. It would also be so great, and it would seem very European if it just cut to dick in between them both, and they're both like just sucking on a dick. That would have been fantastic.
What?
No, like you could totally see it, because I can, and I know you can.
No. Nope. I'm not going
It
there.
happens in Europe. You've been
Follow
there.
up?
You were just there.
I have no idea what's going on.
He's talking about European sex.
Oh. Tell me about this, because I can give you good insight.
The scene where it's the witch woman
Yes.
and the guy she's seducing, and they're both biting on a corn cob.
No, that is not usual.
Couldn't you easily see it snap and the corn cob is gone and it's just a beepus? And it's just these two, like, where one is clearly like entranced, and they're both just like on a dick.
That is not, I don't know what's European about that.
It's pretty European to me. It's pretty free love.
I mean, he's watched a lot of European, apparently.
I try to culture myself, I guess.
You don't discriminate, right?
No, especially not against Europeans.
Because you like it when European.
And that's fine too. If the beepus was also peeping during the double oral, that's aces.
It's buttering the popcorn.
Yeah, you butter it. Slather the butter. Stonehenge's a magic stone was ridiculous. Here's one that they never mentioned until the end of the movie. The goblins just teleport.
Kind of makes sense.
It doesn't. though. They say our queen needs us, and they literally all disappear immediately. It literally
We never
flashes
saw
and
them
they're
travel,
gone.
anyways. So what's
You
it matter?
did right in the beginning of the movie. You see them running
Yeah, but
in the burlap sacks.
you don't know how much energy it takes.
If you want to argue this, I don't. We had Peanut number 2 said that the witch looks like Helena Botham Carter.
No, I said that, but she knew the name.
Yeah, and she kind of does. If she was from the 90s.
I was gonna say acting. She's acting like very much like that. They act
know-
similarly.
Yes, I agree with that. And Tim Burton probably was married to her in the 90s. He was making Edward Scissorhands at the time, which was a great film about a man who decorates bushes with his scissor hands. Anyway, we don't have to be juvenile about it. And then the last point that I thought was worth mentioning was Grandpa says, I only have 10 minutes here. And we set the timer, because we've done it for like Evolver and stuff. We set
It was
the timer,
7 minutes.
And it was 7. So he was actually there for
Less time than he said.
less than what he said. Yeah.
That's
Other.
first. That's a first. Thanks for coughing on me.
I coughed on the mic. And you.
I felt the wind.
That's fine. Who hasn't? The winds of change are blowing. Would you go to the ends of the earth to find your captain, Jack Sparrow? You will need Barbossa to lead you to the world's end. You remember that movie?
I am Calypso.
Yeah. Someone remembers. My wife hates when I do the Calypso voice. Captain Jack Sparrow.
I am Calypso.
I like that.
Barbossa.
All those, then you just.
I Barbossa.
Are you disinclined to acquiesce his request? That's more Dutch than anything. You would know.
I Calypso. Her soul is bound to physical form. You must release.
her from her earthly bones.
You must say, in a lover's say, Calypso.
I release you from your earthly bones.
Calypso.
And then I turn to crabs, pour into the sea, and make a whirlpool for Davy Jones.
In David Jones' locker.
You know what?
We must release Jack from Davy Jones' locker.
I wish I could do a good Jack Sparrow. You know what I could do?
And that was without a single drop of rum.
Wow, that was terrible.
It was bad, but I got the line right. And that was without a single drop of rum. It's pretty
You
difficult.
can imitate Jack Sparrow if you try.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm not going to. But people could.
Turn and turn.
Aye, Elizabeth. Where is William?
You sound like Elizabeth for sure. You sound like Keira
No,
Knightley.
I was trying to be Barbossa.
I am Elizabeth Turner.
Elizabeth.
Jack.
William Turner.
Jack.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack. It's all underbite. It's all. Jack. Why? It's just her. It's generations of inbreeding is why she's like that.
Okay. Just pure Neanderthal right there.
It's also why her chest is flatter than a cutting board.
Hey. Say nothing about
Jack! My chest is like a cutting board, Jack.
And William loves me.
Even though my chest is like a butcher's block. Jack.
The Black Pearl.
That's what they call my anus, Jack.
That's actually funny. I will say. Rejoicing. I know. That's what's not.
I did one. I got one.
Finally.
Me. Right in front of my face. And I just cannot hide it. That's CCB piston.
Aye, but we need the Black Pearl. Only the Black Pearl can outrun. What's Davy Jones' ship? The Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman. Once you become part of the ship, you're doomed forever in Davy Jones' locker.
100 souls.
Jack Sparrow.
Oh, you know what I love is the fourth one? The fourth one with Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Where he's spilling water out of his mouth. I would do it with the beer, but I don't want to spill beer all over myself. But if I had water, I would do it on this couch, without a question. I would pour beer all over myself.
10 years. Calypso.
Dutchman.
Buried souls.
Souls. You have to add an extra syllable to it.
Yeah.
He plays the organ, yeah.
It's like Ariana Grande.
As he's sleeping too, it plays.
Sleeping.
It's like his face is alive.
Yes.
What's the?
His face is
His father is on the ship too. And it's like part of the ship.
William.
Yes, but
He's alive?
I wish I could do a Jack Sparrow. Where it's like it's at least worth 5. I can't do it.
It's at least worth 5. No. And I was without a single drop of rum.
Like, you know where I'm talking. Where they're on the Isla de Muerta, which means the island of treasures.
That's not what it means.
Gracie knows what
Do you know what it means?
She knows more Spanish than I do.
No? Yes?
Actually.
It was called a joke, Jeff. You think I'm a fucking idiot?
It's the island of female Beepus.
The Isla de Muerta, where the clitoris flows like water. 100 clitori.
Sa!
If you don't pop that clit, what are you doing? These motherfuckers acting like they're in middle school, not popping the clit.
Part of the clit, part of the curve. William! He's alive!
A whole boat of clitoris.
Bootstrap Bill Turner.
We tied up. What are these? Tied a cannibal to bootstraps. And his like wooden eyes like going fucking buck wild. He like stabs it with a fork or whatever. Remember the film? The first one?
A Barbosa.
Captain Barbosa.
And Calypso. Bum bum pararan tan tararan tan tararan tararan tan tararan tan tararan tan tararan. Bum 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 pararan.
We do have to do recommendations. If we're done with Captain Jack Sparrow.
Aye, Alex. Do you recommend the movie Trolls 2?
What if I cut all Verby and stuff? And it just cuts to you doing that.
That's fine.
I'm not cutting any of it. It's going to be a 2-hour-long episode where it's just... Where an
I
hour of
will
it is just...
listen to it at work.
I don't believe you.
Aye, Alex. Do you recommend the movie Trolls 2?
Oh yeah, it's a classic. It's confusing and it's terrible, but there's a few little gems, but there's a reason it's really famous. And it's just because it's so fascinating. Even looking at you, at like horrible parts, I noted how disgusted you were with it, especially when the dairy was chunky. Your face was like legitimate. You were legitimately horrified, and that's what you want in a film. You don't want like the disgust. You want like that engagement. You were so there.
They had good practical effects.
I think that was actual chunky milk.
No, I know exactly. It was a practical like.
That is,
You have to call it a practical effect, but it was a real
yeah.
thing.
It's as practical as you can get. It's just legitimately chunky milk. But it's a masterpiece.
So, would you recommend this movie?
Yes. Jeff, would you recommend Troll 2? Oh, don't you say no. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you do it. I'll hit you.
Aye, Alex. I recommend the movie.
My God. This is the best episode we've ever done.
Methinks you should watch the movie with some friends.
Yeah, that's fair.
Some scurvy mates,
Yeah.
bound by blood oath, to watch with you.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall drink.
If you wish to leave the Flying Dutchman, you must watch Troll 2.
Part of the movie, part of the crew. Drink the brew, part of the crew. That's what I say.
I love this.
Captain Hefe.
Can we just do that for the rest of the show ever? Is you're just a pirate?
Aye. It hurts my throat.
We'll make a deal. We'll alternate episodes where one of us is Captain Hefe and the other one's Alex, and we just swap.
All right.
Well, you can't do that now, you know. That's
Parley on the deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll parlay on the deal for sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Very well. Until the next time, our ship crew shall meet.
What's the next letter, Captain?
You. And I got that one.
You. I have a feeling it's going to involve zombies.
Why?
You. Like, what else are you going to get with you besides, like, undead?
You never know.
Oh, it's a pun. I get it.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
I will find out on Friday.
I'm excited. We're almost done with the alphabet.
Yep.
We're almost there.
Season 1 almost coming to a close here.
I'm shocked.
6 more episodes.
The Peanut Gallery, really? 6?
6 more episodes.
Oh my God. I can't wait. We're almost done with season 1. We're almost there. And then, on the bright side, we'll finally get done with season 1, and then we get season 2. And we get to start again.
And we get to do all the sequels? Season 2, sequels.
So that's our show.
This has been the ABCs of Bad Movies with Alex and Hefe. Thank you for listening in and tuning in, and we look forward to you guys coming back for the letter U and for our next episode.
God, where are you? It's so crazy. I can't wait.
The next episode is for
you.
That's it. End of the episode.